This executive order is for the Ceiling Fan Man show on YouTube on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Everyone needs to watch him.
Hold it. This is a good one. Is everybody listening?
The ceiling fans? They're very attractive.
Get ready, so get set, so hang on, so buckle up, so sit tight, so strap yourself in, so brace yourself, so keep your eyes open, so fasten your seatbelt, so stick around, so hang on, so get ready. You just have to be ready. Brace yourself. What you're about to see will open your eyes. The surprises never stop, so you better hang on, so get ready, so fasten your seatbelt, so hold on tight, so hang on, so get ready to get ready, and get ready to get real.
The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Clickety-click.
Crank up the music. Keep an eye on the back.
This presentation is provided to you to amuse or entertain and not to conform or inform. The content on this channel should not be used to replace professional, financial, medical, or legal advice. All footage taken and used from public sources falls under the Fair Use of the Digital Millennial Copyright Act of 1998. Therefore, no breach of privacy or copyright has been committed. This show is substantially sourced, not affiliated with any community, club, fraternity, or gang. Your cat may vary. I say, moo. went for a walk the other day and I spotted an albino Dalmatian. It was the least I could do. Take all the time you need.
Satellite tracking continues.
Wow. Wow. Hey, everybody. It's the Ceiling Fan Man Show. Limping along. Welcome. We made it again. Friday night. Whoop, whoop. You're on the correct side of the grass. So make sure that you pat yourself on the back for that. And here we are again. Hopefully my audio you can hear and it'll stay on point. I know I can't see me. Hang on. Let's see. Clickety click. We got to find the right button. This one. I think, yeah, this one.
Clickety click.
Uh-oh. I see a lag time. I hope this isn't an idea of how the things are going to go tonight. Can everybody hear me? Am I not lagging, hopefully? Shoot. All right. Let me turn the camera off again and turn it back on. Clickety click. It's going to be like this tonight, hon. My goodness. Am I lagging? You can hear me, but a little laggy. All right. Jeez. Well, this will go along with what I was going to discuss tonight. I'm actually working off a borrowed laptop because my old computer won't function the show anymore, of course, since they Windows 11 it. And I thank you. There's been some wonderful donations that have come in. I don't ask for those, but I do really appreciate them. They're going to the new computer fund because a computer that actually works streaming minimum is like $1,200. So I'm working on it. And I wanted to thank Lisa and Catherine and Connor and Bonnie and Allison who've all helped. And I've got some things that hopefully will come through and I'll be able to have the rest of the money for next week's show, God willing. But if you care to, there's places you can donate if you like. But this isn't a pledge drive, just trying to get this to work. The show got bigger than my machinery. So, but thank y'all for being here. Hopefully it doesn't like too much. And we'll get through this together. It's a little off-putting for me, but I won't watch myself. So that's the best thing. So yeah, it's the what is it? The man on the machines or whatever. So anyways, but yeah, there are, and you can, if you want to, there's my wife's soap store. And of course there's Cash App and PayPal and all those lovely things you can find if you're interested. Okay, enough said with that. We'll do the best I can tonight with the machinery I have. And by God's grace, by the next show, I'll have something working. So, okay. Let's see. Where should we start? Shilling fan. I see what you did there, Val. All right. Oh, Anna Banana did it? Okay. Well, this is for her then. So, all right. I love my fans. Yeah, just chilling and chilling. So the Shekels fan, man, they're not letting up, Jeannie. And as he drinks out of a new mug, by the way, I sent up the mugs to the people that won them. So, what is this, soap opera night? Oh, you want me to show the soap store? I can do that. I'm sure Trish has probably put it in there a bunch of times. Maybe I can't show it. Maybe you're, it's not coming up. See, oh, I'm on my computer. See how that works? So, whatever. You'll find it. It's enough. I don't want to act like this all night. Okay, so you can hear me tonight, so that's good, Angela. Angela O in Texas. So great. And I'll do my best to put out a good show tonight. So thank you all for being here. We got almost 100 people here. So don't forget, the one thing you can do, it costs nothing, like, share, and subscribe. So that helps. Supposedly helps the algorithms, but who knows? I don't know. Do you know? Nobody knows.
That's very true.
Okay. Well, let's see. Maybe it'll lag less if we kill some of these tabs. And tonight we're going to go over the usual stuff. And then also, I wrote the thing about cowboy hats and nuclear bombs. So it's something I've talked about many times before, but we'll cover a little bit of that tonight too. But let's get into it. And as they say, and get this show on the road, show on the road. One of those things. Okay. And for those of you over on Rockfin, thank you for being here. Mostly Heather. It's over there, but thank you so much. Okay. And I got some people over on Rumble, and I hope you're all doing over there. We're doing well over there. So thank you very much for being there. And then the rest of the gang seems to be over here on YouTube. So, okay. Where's my buttons here? Clickety click. Go here. And here, and here, and here, and here. Okay, not that one. This one, the one that says first. Okay, so first thing I just had to show this because I think the audio is not that it matters. Do you hear audio? You can let me know. This guy, he saw one of these events going on. And just to show you the world that we live in, complete idiocracy, he went to this fashion show. He threw out a garbage bag, and he started walking out on stage. And nobody noticed, except the security. That's what he keeps looking back for. And that's the end of it. I don't know. I just thought that was fantastic. Is there audio? Let's see. Yeah, there was. Okay. So that's working. Right. Yeah, he does. And you got to give it to him. This guy looks like he's 3 times the size of this dude, but he tried so there's that. All right. What's this one? Not to load. And this, my wife and I, we watch Auditors, and I found this one, or it found me, and it's just, I think I don't know how you have such a sense of humor as you're getting arrested, but this guy, he nailed it.
It's really go. You fast, bro, but you ain't fast enough.
Okay, first of all, that would happen every time because the cops that I see now, at least the ones that we're watching on all these auditor shows, are all obese. And so, yeah, this guy would never be caught. So But then,
I just want you to know, you ain't get me. I got you. Don't tase me. That shit stings. My safe word is pineapple juice.
Hands behind your back, both hands.
It's warm.
Stay just like that. Cross your ankles.
Ooh.
Cross your
We
ankles.
gonna take pictures?
Bring your ankles up to your butt.
Swap man, what's my safe word?
Bring your ankles up to your butt.
That's how far I go. You think I'm in Pilates?
Stay just like that.
Ooh, oh, that's cute. Oh, watch your hands, boy. Don't do that. That's my lighter. It don't work. Don't do drugs, kids. Those are my quarters. You wanna put those in your pocket? That is change. You know how long it took me to acquire those? Some of those are limited edition. And that's my flash drive. Don't look at it unless you want to see Big D. Watch your fingers, booty hole man. He's strong. Every strong man got a sensitive side. What's your safe word? Real talk though, in my car, I got snacks. Would you mind getting my snacks for me?
Huh? No.
Remember what I said? Pineapple juice.
Get on the ground.
I like that one. All right. Enough of that. What's next?
Heard that there are a
got
lot.
a question. I know we've discussed all the people and how they change, like they change out people, and Joe Biden doesn't look like himself, and Trump, and they all change, right? That Fetterberg guy, the one that only wears like sweatpants and stuff, his whole head, skull, and everything changed, his whole shape. So, but I just want to know what is going on with Laura Trump. Her eyes are sinking into her head.
A lot of people out there on the left who are melting down and very upset.
Have you ever seen this before? Do you see that, hon? Yeah. Well, because look at this, the deepness to this. I'm not talking about the drawn-on eyebrows that look like she's shocked all the time.
About the possibility that I might be performing at the.
I mean, is she wearing like a face shield and there's these reptilian behind her? What's going on here? But those are some deep sockets, I'd have to say. You think that's just makeup? Well, no, look how far, you can see how deep it
Halftime
goes.
show
Up here.
for the Super Bowl for Turning Point USA.
I don't know what's going on there, but it troubled me. So if it gave me nightmares, it'll give you all nightmares now. Connor says it's probably just a man. Connor, how dare you? All right. I didn't say that, he did. Meanwhile, to continue in the current dystopian nightmare that we're in, Ring Doorbell, the thing that they promoted, and everyone, where's my guy? Everyone, he's over here somewhere. No. No. But everyone, where is he? I can't find him. He's in here somewhere. Anyways. Just everyone is getting, I'm going to find him now. This is driving me crazy. He's in here. I just passed him. No, it's not there. It's not there. Are you entertained? Here he is. Everyone! That definitely was not worth it. But in any case, everyone seemed to put these things up on their doors and everywhere. And lo and behold, now they are adding facial recognition. So when you walk past a Ring doorbell camera, AI will be able to facially recognize you. So there you go. Yeah, they called it a doorbell. It became a gatekeeper. Smile for the camera. Your face just got filled in a database you'll never see. You didn't consent. You just walked by, but that was enough. So, yeah, it's coming soon to a theater near you. It'll be, I think they just started it up quietly. So, yeah, these are the things that we're paying for our own enslavement. It's fascinating to watch. We're watching the beast system be built around us, and people are paying for it. It's wonderful in its evilness. I guess I should say that. How about that? But so there we go. And in addition to that, we have we've got RFK Jr. explaining why he knows Epstein, because everybody knew him.
You run into everybody in New York. I mean, I knew Harvey Weinstein. I knew Roger Ailes. I knew O.J. Simpson came to my house. Bill Cosby came to my house.
I mean, that's quite a list of people that came to his house. But I just find it interesting that no one seems to want to talk about these files or any of this anymore. we're on to the newest squirrel. And so you've got him saying that. And then where was the other one? Oh, it's not there. Dang. Oh, there goes that. Ha! Nice segue. Anyway, well, I'll do this one because we've got Thanksgiving coming up. And this is just shows you this is the state of the food in the United States. So this is butter at Publix, and it's flavored butter that contains no butter. So I thought that was pretty good. Okay. O'Connor does a good RFK impersonation. All right. Well, next time we get together, if YouTube doesn't like strike our stream down, then we'll have to have you do that. So, okay. What's this? Yeah, this is the clown show we live in. The White House press report, the secretary was asked by a reporter, who chose Budapest for the Trump-Putin summit? And her response was, your mom did. So, your mom. Well, once again, the people that you can and can't talk about, those who enslaved you. So you can deport all white people. You can deport all Hispanics. You can deport all blacks. You can deport all Muslims. Yeah, you can't talk about the special people. Their visibility is limited. This post may violate access rules against animal conduct. Just so you know. Yep. It's been that way, and it'll continue to be that way. So the noticing continues. Could you grab more coffee when you get a chance?
Sure.
Oh, they're right there.
Of course.
Meanwhile, they're talking about everything except things like this. Do you know that the sellers of homes in the United States outnumber the buyers by 500,000 now? Largest swing like that in Gap ever recorded. But he made it America better, great again, right? Everything's great again. Everything is beautiful. He sings as he gets his coffee. Thank you, hon. And let's see. Let me get out of the screen share for a second. Clickety click. And I'll let you look at this while I blow my nose so you don't see it on screen.
Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk. Rest now, brother. We have the watch. And I'll see you in Valhalla.
All right, that's enough of that. Jeez, I wish I could get rid of that lag, but if you guys are okay with it, we'll just keep going. Did you see are you guys watching any of the sports ball? I think World Series started tonight, and then I also think, which doesn't matter because my team's out of it again. Do you know the Mariners have never been in it? It's really embarrassing. They're the only team in the Major League that has never been to the World Series. And once again, I think it's been like 50 years, something ridiculous. But the celebrations at football games are getting ridiculous. Did you catch the Cowboy one? Shoot, where'd he go? Here I am. All right. Yeah, let me try to fix something. Maybe that'll help the lag. Or maybe not. Who knows? Do. That's not working. What's going on? I'm working. I'm working here. I'm working. Okay. All right. We're all good. Click. Go here. Not that one. That one says end stream. We don't want that one. Okay. Let's see. Top chat. Live chat. Don't want to get stuck there. Okay. Where are we at here? So, okay. I'm not saying football scripted. They are. Did you see what's going on with basketball? There's a huge like indictments coming down on it was like 30 different people or something. The FBI is so proud of themselves that they brought down this crime ring and they named off all these Gambino, Babino, and Shapino families or whatever. And they're all Italian sounding. There's no Jewish mafia, of course. And they were running like all these illegal poker gambling things and also betting on the games. But it's interesting, two things. One is, once again, it's just another smoke and mirror red herring so that we'll stop asking, where's the list? And two, it's nobody you know. Like, I didn't recognize the names of any of the players as anybody really famous. So, but it's just they want to show you that the FBI can actually do something. And I think they failed miserably, but whatever. So we got that going. That's happening right now. So, what's next? Let me get out of here. Let's screen share and get more of this out of here. Click. There we go. All right, so that's the housing market thing that we were discussing. We'll get rid of that. Sorry, I'm a little off my game because I'm working off of this laptop, and it's really hard to do that and also see the chat, but we'll get there. Yeah, don't be a victim of top chat. You're right. Who just said that? Allison. Make sure you hit live chat. Don't be a victim of top chat. Okay. So I just had to put this on the screen because what's going on here? Just saying. So, and they're saying, you know, it's been photoshopped, and here's the natural ones. That looks a bit more normal, I guess, for a witch. So, anyway, there's that. Some of it, yeah, they do Photoshop, but they also, didn't Jennifer Aniston say that she uses like baby's foreskins and stuff on her face and in her makeup and stuff. And I think Cindy Crawford does too. So they admit it. And then they also have tons of articles, movies, TVs, and stuff about how, you know, young blood can turn you into younger, whatever. So who knows what's going on here? Just know that they're here to enslave you more. They make it so you enjoy what you're watching as they give you their propaganda. So how many King Charles do you think we have in this timeline? Because we're at the point where they change out faces and no one notices and no one seems to care. Still weird calling him king. And this one, I just want to remind everyone, one of the best tennis players that we've ever had, the beautiful Vanessa Williams. She is something. All right. And this guy, he just showed up on my feed, but he hit a home run, I think.
If a guy removes his penis and like puts a wig on and throws on a dress, everyone's like, "You go, girl, live your truth."
But if a guy wears a toupee, everyone just laughs at him. And he's just trying to identify as someone with hair. But society's like, nah, we don't play that shit.
So, thought that was pretty good. All right, what's left on the first ones here? We've shown these things before. Do they wear masks? You tell me. First of all, Mike Pompeo doesn't even look like himself, but that's not normal. And I've looked, you can find this video, and yeah, his mask is tearing at the base there. You know, we had the one where Joe Biden's face, it had a line, just like that card in the Illuminati deck, where you could see a separation in color. And then there's one he had a tag in his ear, and it's a Getty photo you can find, has like a tab there, and just a bunch of stuff. And they constantly leave little, what do they call those things? I don't know, little tidbits to let you know that you're being deceived. And but if you ignore it, then hey, you've given your consent, and they get right on, keep on doing it. So Easter egg, right? Is that what they do in movies? I guess. So, but yeah. So I think that's about it. But that's just not normal, at least in my world. So, all right. What's next? Thank you, Sticks of TNT. Yes, Easter eggs. I got to look down here, though. And just so you know, I thought this was interesting. First of all, the Kool-Aid Man has, he's changed his eyes and his nose out for Trip Sixes. So there's nothing to see there, apparently. I'm just looking for things. But just for those of you who want to play along with the Mandela effect, if you know what drinking the Kool-Aid means, it references a thing that happened in I think it was in the 70s, late 70s. I was a little kid. And they had this dude, he had a cult, and what was the name of him? He was, I can't think of him right now. The chat will know. But thank you. Yeah, Guyana, 1977. And Jim Jones, thank you. The chat's on fire tonight. And that's where they get the saying, drink the Kool-Aid, because supposedly what happened was they poisoned the Kool-Aid and then have everyone drink it, and then everyone passed away, unalive themselves. And it was like, I don't know, hundreds of people. Well, it turns out now they never drank Kool-Aid. They drank something called Powerade, which I had never heard of before, but it's like the poor man's Kool-Aid, I guess. Oh, excuse me. My wife is correcting me. Flavor-Aid. That's what they drank, Flavor-Aid. Never was Kool-Aid. So even though everyone references, I'm not going to look for them, everyone references this in TV and movies that it's Kool-Aid, they never drink it. They drank Flavor-Aid, which I had never heard of. So there's that. So, okay. What's next? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Operate.
What is this? Oh, yeah. Well, I don't have to play it, but that's basically what it is. They cracked down on the sporting event, and
Today we're
Cash Patel was so excited to tell everyone how they've been doing this for, I don't know how long they've been doing this for. But rather than talk about the thing that everyone wants to really hear about is what happened to the list, they go off on this. So, and then there's somebody that is at the top that just bought Paramount. He's buying Warner Brothers, which then means that he'll control whoever they are, all of your news and network channels and everything. So they're really consolidating it very fast. It's all now propagandized by one main company. It's just fantastic. North Korea is now laughing at us.
Homie.
And this one, I don't know if this one's going to bother you. It gave me some time to think about it. But I'll let him say it, and then we can discuss.
Just ask me, why do we pronounce the G in longevity twice, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Wait,
Longevity. Longevity. Are you... Longevity. See, this is why I hate scrolling. Longevity. 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 Longevity.
So why? Why do we do that? Longevity. We don't say longevity. Longevity. Yeah, longevity. See, now you're all going to be wondering. Do you know why we say it twice, hon? Oh, I don't know. Let me grab this. There we go. I need to switch. Look at it over here. See if that works. Good. I need that. Okay. So we'll save that. Okay. Longevity. And this goes along with the all the concerts that I've been showing. Well, mostly David Lee Roth, of course. And I think we did what Frankie Valli, who looked like elder abuse. But it's about all these rock stars that are just going on way too long. I don't even know if you all would know who this is. In fact, I don't even think I'll get a copyright for the song because who can understand it? You guys know who that is? I'll give you a hint. They used to sound like this. What I like about you. This is the Romantics. Now this is what you pay to go see when you go to your concert. I'm not shaming anyone. I'm just saying it's time to quit. At least he's not in like tight leather pants like David Lee Roth was. So there you go. I'll continue to bring you the concert tours as they show up in my feed and let you know who you can go see, including the Romantics. Okay. What is it? And I just wanted to remind everyone to stay safe. I don't want you to forget how scary the things that we've been going through. They're flying around. Put on your face guard.
Bien. Vous y allez?
Now he can begin.
Tout le monde est prêt? Bien, mesdames et messieurs.
Yes, it did. I can show you one that happened in the U.S. one too. So, did we live through those times? We sure did. That's shocking to remember, but we did. He knows this is BS. So, yeah, good times, I guess. And one more thing on the monitoring system that's being put in place.
This is a bit scary. No wonder Elon Musk gave this video an exclamation mark. This is footage from a coffee shop using AI to monitor its employees. The blue text with white letters indicates each employee, and the number shows how many cups of coffee they've made. You can see that an employee named Anna is working diligently, making a total of 20 cups. Meanwhile, Olga is hiding in the corner, slacking off, and has only made 3 cups. All of this is tracked by the AI, which then reports the findings to the boss. In Amazon warehouses, similar technology is used to monitor employees. They even allow AI to generate termination notices for workers with low productivity. But it doesn't stop there. Before long, everything around us, from cars to ships to our daily lives, could fall under AI surveillance. Everything will be tracked, monitored, calculated, and analyzed. If you're wondering what AI is really capable of, well, this is your answer.
And the funny thing is, it's not funny. People that good, we can delete that group. We'll go stop screen share. We'll come on here. We've been talking about this stuff forever, about how all this is coming, and it's here. It's already here. We're witnessing it right now. And I showed you last week that they're putting the carbon footprint on the foods you eat, and they're installing the social credit system like they have in China, and it's starting up over here, and it's going to connect to all these cameras and rings and all that. It's all being put in place, brought to you by your own government and your own companies that you pay for. So there's that. It's so odd that the camera was working fine until I started the stream. So it just has to be. And I did double check. Our internet speed is fine. It's actually higher than what it needs to be minimal. So it has to do with the computers. So this one's better than the one that I have upstairs, but it's still, it lacks in things. But that's all right. We'll get through this tonight. We'll figure it out together. Right? Okay. What's next? Let's see. Go clickety click. What am I going to look at? No, not that. Let's continue on with our fearless leader. Let me click on these and open them up here. That sometimes helps. Do. Maybe. Okay. Let's see what we're doing here. You guys having fun?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
And Alfredo, do you just show up? You know what that means? That means you're tardy. As long as you don't feel tardy, you're okay.
I don't feel tardy. I don't feel tardy.
All right. Let's see. Where are we at here? Yes, I remember reading Rainbow. I actually did a show about that. One of my old live streams was about reading Rainbow. Well, it just referenced it. It wasn't about it. But, what's that? My old show?
Reading Rainbow.
Their show or my show?
No, the show.
Oh, okay. We're having a private conversation, you guys. Don't worry about it. All right. Let's see. Where are we at here? Chat. What is this? This chat is a godsend. I've seen this. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we do like it in here. Everyone seems to just be loving and supportive and funny. My goodness, you all are funny. So, the TV rolling in third grade. They used to do that. They used to roll TVs in so the teachers wouldn't have to teach us for a while. Okay. Where are we at here? Clickety click. Go here. Oh, I know. We can get rid of this. That might help too. That goes. And that goes. I don't know if that helped any, but all right. Obviously not. You turn the camera off and turn it back on. Clickety click. Clickety click. Nope, still live. All right, I'll deal with it. Let's see. Share screen. Clickety click here and here and here and here and there. So there's been this whole thing about no kings. There's been protests going on all over the place. And a couple things about it. Everyone's commenting that pretty much you had to have been, I think, like 60 and over. And women? A lot of women. Okay. Gray-haired women. And a few gray-haired men that were dragged along by their gray-haired wives. And so they were the ones out protesting pretty much everywhere. And I find it funny because, first of all, like this meme shows you, You know, they don't want kings, but they have no problem with the lifetime senators, right? And Trump's already a king. He basically tells you that since he got there. It's not like he's hiding it. He's been on the cover of, what was it? I think it was on the, well, he posted, he likes to troll people on his site too. He posted a picture of himself in a fake Time magazine where he was a king. There was also The Economist where he was a king sitting on top of the world. So they, you know, they've let us know multiple times that he's already there. No kings, maybe just a little crown like that one. That was one of my favorites. You're right, fence guy. Jesus is the king of kings. Yeah, not my king either, Max. He likes to call himself the king.
Austin.
Okay. We need to talk about this because I don't see anyone else talking about this or making a big deal about it. Do I have the yeah, here. Let's start with this. I'm not going to even show this because YouTube would probably say that it's like violence. But this boat here, where does it happen? Okay, so I can go at least that far. This speedboat, by our intelligence, which tells you everything you need to know there, the government decided, the United States government decided that it's a drug boat and it's full of drugs. And they end up blowing it out of the water. And I did some research on this. And apparently, in the last several months, where is it? It's on here. We have destroyed 10 boats since, I don't know when they started it, early September. We've blown up 10 boats, but it's not even a Coast Guard boarding kind of thing. They're using like drone strikes or whatever they do and just blowing up the boat. There's allegedly so far 45 fatalities. And they also say that they have destroyed 25,000 overdose deaths, according to Trump. An overall 2.8 billion in fentanyl, whatever. But when did we become this country, this nation, where we just are allowed, we just do it, not that we are allowed, the king decides, we're just going to blow up boats. Like they decided there was drugs on that boat by their intelligence, supposedly, and they blow it up. And it's not like he's hiding it. He comes right out and tells you.
And no reason not to. You know, they'll always complain, oh, we should have gone. So we're going to definitely, I'd like to just tell you, let's go. We'll go. We're going to tell them what we're going to do, and I think they're going to probably like it, except for the radical left lunatics.
And Mr. President, if you are declaring war against these cartels and Congress is likely to approve of that process, why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead. Okay.
Next question. Does anybody else have a problem with this? They're not going to declare war. He's going to just kill people and they'll be like dead. I mean, he speaks so well. What happened to him? I thought it was a really good order. But I guess that was Reagan. But yeah, they'll be like dead. That's our president. That's the United States of America. No trial, no jury, no nothing. We just decided that there's drugs on that boat and we just blow it out of the water. They'll never know if they were right. It gets completely disintegrated like when they blow these things up. How do they even know they were right? I find this fascinating. Everyone's arguing and bitching about the White House being torn apart for a ballroom, but nobody complains about this. Nobody questions this. 45 people have been unalived by the White House and 10 boats have been sunk on intel that they had drugs on them. Okay. Squirrel. We're on to the next thing.
But don't forget, I can use the Insurrection Act 50% of the presidents almost have used that. And that's unquestioned power. I choose not to. I'd rather do this. But I'm met constantly by.
So here's your king saying at any time he can use the Insurrection Act, and unbridled power.
Yeah, I can use the Insurrection Act. 50% of the presidents almost have used that.
I don't know about that.
And that's unquestioned power.
I don't know if it's unquestioned. I think we'd all question it. Unbridled maybe is the word he was looking for. And then, there's a bunch of Christians that are following him blindly. And for a while there, they were taping up their ears because they thought he'd gotten shot. He's not a Christian. He said it multiple times. And he said he's not going to heaven. He doesn't believe in it, basically. He said he has nothing to repent about. He's not done anything wrong. All these things came out of that guy's mouth. And then what does he do? He's lighting ceremonial things for whatever religion this is at the White House. Now, I understand everyone's entitled to their own beliefs, but as a God-fearing Christian nation, I know this is wrong, and I just can't help but think that I know it's low-hanging fruit that he's somehow connected to the beast system Antichrist because he's the great peacemaker. Even though the ceasefire in Israel only lasted like a week or less, he is the whole one religion thing. There's a lot of boxes he's checking, just saying. And when everyone's saying there's peace and there's no peace, there's a whole Bible reference for that. I think I have it on here. Yeah. So he celebrated Diwali.
What?
And remember the line in the Revelation where there's a mortal wound, but it's healed, and where he allegedly got shot at here. I question this to my Q people. First of all, if you're playing along in Q land, I know Connor, you might remember this, but this dude's name is Vincent Fusco. I can't even believe I still remember his name. Do you remember that, Jeannie? I still remember it. It is crazy. You remember the weirdest thing? I do remember the weirdest things. Thank you very much, love. Oh, shoot. What is this? Okay. He allegedly in the Q land was, what's his name? JFK Jr. in disguise. And so if this is an active shooting, as they say, I would think you'd be kind of hiding. At least I would. He's there looking around. He's like not even worried. Do you see this? Are you watching? Yeah. If there was an active shooter, he's just looking around, thinking about lunch.
Hold, when you're ready.
They're getting him ready to do the famous, pose in front of the flag, which, by the way, did you know they lowered the flag down right as they brought the reporters up front to take that iconic shot? Yeah. So that's happening.
Ready? Move! Up, move! Go!
Nothing phases him.
Hawkeye's here.
Anyways, I don't watch the whole thing, but he doesn't ever. Finally, he takes his seat. Oh no, he doesn't. He's still standing. So I'm still standing. Yeah. So then they haul him off stage, but not before he rises above all of them. So if there is a shooter out there, there's your shot right there. That's his little fight. I think he does it again after they bring the reporters around. So, anyways, I thought that was interesting. And his ears, of course, healed. He's like Wolverine. It healed in like days, which is, you want that in a president, especially if he's a king, that he heals. Then they used to say that Kim Jong-un didn't take poops. So now we have a president king that heals himself instantly. I thought this was funny. This is what everyone's upset about, and they're all talking about. First of all, he said, "Don't worry, I'm not going to touch the East Wing. We're just going to, go up against it. I'm not." He likes it, and blah blah blah. Meanwhile, he's completely demolished it, and all the people are getting really twisted and upset about this because, again, it's it's the red herring for you to look at instead of asking for why are you protecting and getting rid of all those files that vanished. We just can't. We're done with it, I guess. We'd rather get upset about the White House being changed. They've already put it on the $20 bill, which I thought was fast. Wouldn't that be great if that really was the $20 bill? What do you think, hon?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, that's the machinery. So there's that. And then this is the actual, you can see what they did. He said he wasn't going to touch the East Wing. There's no East Wing. He took it all. Originally, they were saying, "Oh, everyone calm down. He's just going to work on this," which was where the drive up was for the cars. And then he started kind of touching on this, like, "Oh, calm down, everyone." He's making it, And now, when you look at it, it's just there's no East Wing. It's fantastic. And I think, was it you that said that, hon? That if someone's putting in a ballroom, they don't plan on moving. That is a true sentence. So that's what's going on there. What is this? And then eventually it'll look like this when he's done. Sorry. Okay. Now, that last one was a joke, of course. This was posted on the official, you can still find it, on the official White House Twitter page. So you've got the ballroom renderings, design plans, rebuilding after 1812. He's showing all the different things that have been done to the White House. Addition here, addition of North Portico in 1829, the West Wing in 1902, Oval Office, the Rose Garden, the East Wing, total reconstruction in 48. Then the what? Wait, what? And then wait, what? What? Geez. You see how he trolls? He just loves trolling people. That's pretty fantastic. Okay. What do we got? One left.
He's going to get a third.
And Steve Bannon got rolled out again to tell us this.
Third term. So Trump 28. Trump is going to be president in 28. And people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
Every time we'll lay out what the plan is. But there's a plan, and President Trump will be the president in 28.
So you guys hear him? He said there's a plan to get around the 22nd Amendment, and President Trump will be your president in the year 2028. It's already a plan in place, and they'll let us know when we need to know. We're on a need-to-know basis.
We had longer odds in 16 and longer odds in 24 than we got in 28. And President Trump will be the president of the United States, and the country needs him to be president of the United States. We have to finish what we started. And
so there you go. It's official. He's not leaving. He's not leaving. Okay. Stop that. And yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oops. Where'd it go? Well, that was fast. There it is. This one. Exactly, dude. Yeah. And you're right. They're not paying the Constitution attention anyways. So. Okay. I need to. You need to look at this while I want to get a blow my nose. Out this one.
What a piece of junk!
She'll make 0.5 past light speed. She may not look like much, but she's got it where it counts, kid. I've made a lot of special modifications myself.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Satellite tracking continues.
Okay. Let's see. What do we have left? Got that. We'll save that for the end. Do that. Okay. What is this? Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. To clear some tabs, we'll do our Scary Space News right now. How about that?
This week in Scary Space News.
Just so you know, one of these is lying and one of these is telling the truth. This you can do with the right camera at home. And this cartoon comes from NASA. And so all the time they tell you, oh, there was a ejection of solar plasma in your computers and everywhere in your aura, and your Schumann resonance are going to be all messed up. You're listening to the same liars that talk to you about fake space. Because when you actually look at planets and the sun and stars, not even close to the cartoons we get. Not even close. So, but that's not scary. What's scary is a couple things here. There's a second moon that NASA says they have found that's in our orbit for like the next 3 years or something. But I find it interesting that Matt Getz writes, see, breaking, the Earth now has 2 moons confirmed by NASA. Should we fake a moon landing on the second one now? But see, truth in plain sight. They're letting us know. Yeah, I have this call. I have that one. Where is it? It's right here. Let's see. A lot of people don't know. I mean, maybe everybody in my chat knows that President Nixon in 1969 called the moon with just a landline phone.
Yeah, I think something rather important is coming up here.
Neil and Buzz, the President of the United States is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you. Over.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House.
And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake.
And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made from the White House.
Because it looks so fake.
Yeah, I lose cell reception on my porch, places in my house even. But he had no problem calling the moon, of course. So let's go back into this clickety click. Yep. Coffee's being filled. Thank you, hon. Okay, clickety click. Oops, wrong button. Sorry if I haven't been in the chat too much. It's hard to do this and see the chat in this setup here. Okay, so we got that. And yeah, they're talking about this 31 Atlas. Shows up out of nowhere, 5 kilometer interstellar object. October 21st, it went behind the sun. October 29th is parallel. That's when the fastest, brightest, and it's completely invisible from Earth. And NASA gets reclassified August 28th as an agency performing intelligence, national security work. In September, the Pentagon called hundreds of generals and admirals at a last-minute meeting together. First time they've done that we know of. And what is this? Drones appeared all over the airports and stuff. And anyways, so they're really pushing this, that the aliens are on their way, which would be great because finally, like they say, that's the final card. And we've been waiting for it ad nauseum. It's been going on forever. So if they are finally here, let's get this done, because NASA quietly activated their planetary defense network without saying a word. And I looked that up and they did. And so nothing to see here. Just for those of us that understand that where we live and that we are on God's beautiful earth and we're protected by a firmament, there's no space aliens flying in to come, mess with us like in Independence Day. But whatever they want to portray as that, they're already here. They're like a demonic force that's probably lived underground, and now they're coming out. At least that's what I believe. Sounds nuts, but hey.
I don't care.
It's good coffee. So, okay. What am I missing here? Oh, how do I get over there? Comments. God bless you, Wendy. Thank you. I didn't see that. She gifted 5 memberships. So that'll go towards the new computer. So, thank you very much. Okay. Where are we at here? Yeah, right. We can't wait. They've been dragging this on forever. Do they have any money? They don't need it because they'll put it across these like screen mirror screens. They can do it with AI. It's it'll be real easy. So yeah, right, Crispy. They're already here. Exactly. And that's exactly why I don't worry about anything, because I know that he's going to take care of it. So yeah, it's nonsense made to feel like I'm smart by learning. Oh, I like that name, Crispy Chicken. That's funny. It's like what they say when you, okay, if you want to be vegetarian, but the vegetarian says, do you have any idea what they do to that chicken? And the answer is, no, I don't, but it makes it delicious. So, crispy chicken. All right. But is that in Halo 2, Connor? By the way, he does a show called Guys Gotta Eat, and he went to one of my favorite places, In-N-Out Burger, and got an animal style double. Oh my God. That one got me, Connor, just so you know. Okay, where are we at? Let's go back down here to the end here. Yeah, right. No, but it's delicious. Oh, and I don't think I forgot to grab this, but the Trump is building the ballroom to welcome them in. There's so much controversy over. Well, maybe I could find it. Let's see. I'll look for it. Let's see. We'll look together. We'll go to Twitter and we'll type in that ballroom and see what happens. Let's see. Am I going to find it? Probably not. Let's see. Ballroom. Let's try Hillary. Because our favorite yeah, I found it. Well, that was easy. Our favorite president and how much he loves to troll. So everyone is all upset over this. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton wrote on her Twitter feed, "It's not his house, it's your house, and he's destroying it." And of course, he trolls her back by saying, I may name it the Monica Lewinsky Ballroom. He's just, look, I'm not for any of the politicians, but he's funny. That's it. He's still screwing us all over, but at least he's funny. You know, with the right motivation, any room in the White House could be called the ballroom. All right, it's enough of that. Let's get out of this. Okay, what's next? Okay, what do we got here? Quickly click here. Go here. Here. Yeah, hopefully I can get this fixed by next week. Because I don't think I could do this again like this. Too difficult for me. We'll get there. When you break out of the matrix, you feel like the sober person at the party. That's just because I feel that that's how it feels. But they also wrote, or the crazy uncle at the family reunion. Either one works. Our history is a lie. Here's San Francisco in 1848. And here's San Francisco in 1915. So what is that, 60 years later? Sure. We went from that to that. Sure, why not? This one is 1850 to 1860. They've lied to us about everything. Everything. Why do I believe that we're in the little season? Is things like this. Nobody carved this out with hand tools and then, like, I don't know, what burned this? What darkened it? This was a building, a complete building. God's judgment came down and melted this thing. You cannot unconvince me of that idea. I don't believe that donkeys and hand tools carved this out of the rock. And it just normally had these colors that changed. Doesn't make sense to me. And then there's this. This is not Egypt. This is Pakistan. Now, if that doesn't look like a sphinx, I don't know what does. Well, the sphinx does. But it totally, you can, at least for me, I can see the destruction of a building that also had a sphinx on it. That's not, to me, natural rock formation shooting out of the ground after plate tectonics of millions of years and erosion and blah, blah, blah. That shows you God said that he was going to leave things for us to see so we don't fall into the same trap again, which we are. There's no problem with people believing in evil and in Satan, but people don't believe in God anymore. And that's what happened last time. And, you know, the people that are saying that, the dispensationalists saying that, you know, the revelation hasn't happened. Jesus has waited 2,000 years and now we're the special children. To me, it's the same symptom as the original special children that are having problems of letting go. Because when Jesus shows up, he comes for the Gentiles, he comes for everyone. Because the Jews should have already known. They walked with him, God saved them a bunch of times. But if they're not going to listen, Jesus comes for everyone. And all you have to do is learn about him and follow him and understand that he is your Lord and Savior King. He's the only way to the Father, through him. And you can fight that. You can go with a different religion. You can say none of that's real, whatever. And yet, this is the world that we live in. And you can see that all of these places have been destroyed. I mean, the 7 churches that are listed in Revelation, I've done a whole video on it. They're all gone. So who is he writing the letter to if it was about the future? Like, this church here is not going to listen to Paul's letter. They're gone. Same with this. They're gone. They're all gone. These have been melted, destroyed, and some of them completely eradicated. God says that there's going to be areas that he destroys and nothing will ever grow there. And that sounds like the deserts to me. I mean, who's going to build a building? They're going to leave the area that has all the vegetation, the water, and all that, and then go out into the middle of a desert to put their building up. It makes more sense that there was stuff there, and then it got godsmacked. That's the way I see it. People have no problem. I mean, how do you not see that we're in the little season of Satan? How do you not see this? It's right in your face. And I think one of these guys is going to be the halftime show, right? Because they're going to just completely mess with their minds. He does stuff that's, I guess it's not this one, but he sings in Spanish, so he doesn't even sing. There's nobody at the stadium, or very few, that'll actually even know who he is or what songs they're singing. But he's extremely satanic in some of his stuff, like they all are, because that's part of the deal. Like this guy started out as a normal-looking dude, and now he's dressed like the devil and in high heels and just gone nuts. This one had some concert where people died at and stuff. The fact that you can't see that we're living in the little season, it's just, to me, so blatant. So blatant. What is this? Oh, this was about Gaza. Yeah, because here they said they were having peace. And as soon as the peace started and all the Palestinians or whoever moved back in, then they started it up again, which is written about in Ezekiel 13. Because they have seduced my people, saying peace, and there was no peace. He says it again here. To wit, the prophets of Israel, which prophesy concerning Jerusalem, and which see visions of peace for her, and there is no peace. It was prophesied about, whatever this, thousands of years ago. We're living in this book, if you haven't figured that out yet. We're not living in the Quran, we're not living in the whatever the Buddhists have, we're not living in any of those stories. We're existing in this because the people that are running this psyop on us, they're using this as a playbook. They're following this lock, stock, and barrel, I guess is what you say, right? God destroyed the synagogue of Satan in 70 AD. Almost 2,000 years later, she's recovered from her mortal wound. The Rothschilds miraculously resuscitated her in 1948. This Wailing Wall is not part of the temple. It's actually part of a Roman wall. But in any case, if you really want to believe the story that's not written in the Bible, it's in the Talmud. The Bible talks about 2 temples, not 3. The Talmud talks about the 3rd temple being built and the red heifer being sacrificed, which kick off the Armageddon, right? Exactly. My dog agrees. But yet, none of that's biblical. Just like rapture, none of it's biblical. They've twisted it around. The 3rd temple, in order for this to work, first of all, has to be built exactly where they have a giant mosque with a cube. That's not going away unless they decimate it. Second of all, to sacrifice the red heifer, the prophecy of Daniel is that they stopped sacrificing. So they would have to start sacrificing again, which they haven't done for 2,000 years. Start sacrificing and then stop it again. What makes more sense to you? And I'm never going to debate this on anybody's show. There's no point. What I'm hoping is the people that take this other side and say he doesn't know what he's talking about can give you the correct answers as to why they feel that the sacrifices that stopped 2,000 years ago are going to start up again, somehow miraculously in a temple that it needs to be built where the mosque is with the giant Saturn cube, and then they're going to stop it again, and then we're going to start tribulations. That makes no sense to me. And part of, I think, what it is it's just like people that want to believe in rapture. They don't want to take it away from them. They've believed this way their whole lives, and it's really hard to unlearn it. God was able to wake me up being Jewish, so I didn't have all the stigma of this, all these stories that were taught through the churches. I just did my Bible reading on my own and learned. And so when I hear these stories about how they're going to do this, that, and the other, it doesn't make any sense. It was destroyed. Jesus came back. He's not a liar. And when the disciples asked him, let us know when it's going to happen, and he said many times in those speeches, this generation. He's not talking about a future generation. The church told you that. Jesus never told you that. Show me where Jesus says I'm talking about a future generation. You won't find it. He says it's coming quickly. He says the guy that pierced him will see him. He says that the high priest standing in the temple at that moment when he's asked, he said, you're going to see it. John says he'll be there in tribulations with you. How could that happen? As far as I know, he's not here anymore. There's so much evidence. And then you add in the melted buildings and the things that we can't explain like that. And the fact that everything in this world seems to be revolving around Satan, and he's the hero, and there's no God. And NASA got put in place to hide that existence. NASA's not about money. They can print as much money as they want. It's about hiding God and who you are. You're not an insignificant speck of dust flying through space that when you die, the universe won't even notice it. You're special. You're one of a kind. God's right here, right now, and he knows who you are. The hairs on your head are numbered. You're on a stationary plane of existence that's set on pillars, and it's protected by a firmament. That's your loving God. He didn't leave you out to the wind flying through space. No, he's right here. You're his footstool. Okay. Get rid of that. Yeah, it does. Unfortunately. And really wise people that have read the Bible their whole lives, are still falling for it. So it is what it is. Thank you, Donut. Am I preaching? No. All right. Let's see. One more thing while he blows his nose. You don't have to see it. I gotta be short.
There are no experts.
Okay. All right. Where are we at here? Oh. Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to beat anyone up. I'm just here hopefully to open people's eyes, because I don't see how they can't see this, if they read the Bible. That's part of the problem, though. Most people don't. And I'm not knocking people. I'm just saying most people don't. I read it quite a bit. And so what is this? Little season will be destroyed. Yeah, I mean, God says in those times, whatever, they're shortened and stuff. And who knows how long a shortened season is. But yeah, and just know that he's planning on doing all kinds of things, but at some point God stops it. And so that's all we have to do. We just wait on him, and not be afraid of the stuff of the lies of the world, because they want to keep scaring us about everything and everyone. So is he building it? Is that the ballroom, Jan? So let's see. All right. Yeah, that's what I believe. It's a reenactment, because if we're in Satan's little season, where's my guy?
Sorry. Pizza.
then that means we're going to see his version of, what is this, Armageddon. Is that because of my dog bark? Yeah, we're going to see that. We're going to see his version of it. It's going to be the crappy version of the good movie. So, all right, let's go back down the bottom here. So, wow, a lot of people talking in here. My goodness, I can't keep up. Yeah, they're using the book against us. But that's the thing. If you know about it, then you can't. You know what they're planning on doing in a way. What is this? Have I then become anybody telling you? Yeah, right. Thank you. And he has a PhD in cartoons, which is really hard to achieve. So, okay, let's go back down. So thank you very much. There's 140 people. God bless you, and like, share, and subscribe, please. And there's Fence Guy drinking out of his new mug. Pizza. Thank you very much. And Jan is a new member. God bless you. All going towards the new computer that hopefully will work. So, okay. Well, let's get some of these buttons here. We didn't even talk about the main parts of the show. Let's do that. So the show is called Cowboy Hats and Nuclear Weapons, I believe. I think that's what I wrote. And two things that I've talked. Oh, is the nuclear weapons first? Okay, I'll fix it in post edit. And two things I've talked about before: nuclear weapons, of course, and the Wild West. And they both need to be hit on again. Maybe I can do like some short little video or something when the machines are working. But let's start with the Wild West, which makes no sense. The cowboy hat thing is completely ridiculous to me. You can't put a hat on somebody that's made to blow off. Unless you put a chin strap on it or you smash it down really hard. You're riding a horse, that thing's gone. The baseball cap to me actually seems more, potentially useful. But Hollywood, like everything else, glorified it. They glorified cowboys and Indians or Native Americans, I guess. And they glorified that with some great movies, of course. And Outlaw Jones and Wales is probably one of the best cowboy movies. But in any case, they, I don't know, that reference. It was weird. That one just came into my head. But they taught us the Wild West. Because see, they were supposedly established. You can see all the people living over here. I think this, let's see, can we make this larger? Yeah, there we go. This is the 1900. This is a population of municipalities having 8,000 or more inhabitants, and you can see that the denseness. Where's the legend? There you go. 90 and over, 4,500. Okay, and so the dense populations, of course, is over here on the East Coast. Right, that's where we supposedly landed and stuff, and then we moved west. But in the 1900s, this was supposedly still mostly undiscovered, right? These areas. And so when you look up the Wild West, it talks about, I think it went Oregon, Nevada, California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Wyoming. Those are the mostly where they discuss this. And at that time, they were living in huts, and you could go out to dinner, and you could play cards. And if you didn't like the way the guy played cards, you could shoot him dead, and then everyone back to drinking and eating. It made no sense to me. Who would, in their right minds, go to a bar if everyone's strapped and no one had a problem if you just shoot a guy? And they drag them out, and then everyone keeps, that's what the Hollywood shows you, right? I guess sometimes you go out in the street and do it. But a lot of times they just shoot them right there at the table. It's fun in a movie, but it doesn't make any sense. Why would you ever go to that bar? Unless you really want to kill someone, then means you're psychotic. Otherwise, no one in their right minds would ever do that. So supposedly this was going on here. They're living in huts. They're riding horses. They're shooting up taverns or saloons, I guess they called them back then. And at the same time, where is it? Not that one. Things like the Leland Stafford Mansion is being built. That's being built. Which I think turns into the mansion for the governor of California, which I think he's doing renovations right now. 1872. So some places were living in shacks. Excuse me? Some people were living in shacks, shooting guns in saloons, and other people were building these things. Like, the timelines don't match. He's laughing because he moved in and he did some renovations. Just like Trump. The timelines don't make sense. The Bradbury Building in 1893. Look at this. They're building this in the late 1800s. And see, they got their horse and buggies. And they're building this monstrous, like, why? How many people are living here? And it's not just this one. That's a huge building. That's a huge building. That's a big building. That's a huge one. For what? What goes in here? It's because they were already built. That's why they call them founded. We found it. We were repopulated into this world after what I believe was the little season, the 1,000-year reign of Christ, which in our timeline is called the Dark Ages. Christ would be the Light Ages. Satan would call it the Dark Ages. Supposedly nothing happened. Nothing was recorded. We don't know what happened. Then boom, we had the Renaissance, and we were building and singing and dancing and doing crazy stuff, right? Makes no sense. No, we were stuck here. The World's Fairs brought us. The orphan trains brought us. I mean, there's just all kinds of things to repopulate this place. They found it. Here's the Occidental Hotel in San Francisco, 1861. Why? How many people need this hotel in 1861? Some more pictures. I think there was. Oh, there we go. Look at this. Look at the scope of that. And we're being told that these horses were able to pull blocks up there, and they built this for what reason? It doesn't make any sense. That's massive. That's an entire block long, that building. No, they're not that big, these horses. They're not. Our history they gave us is a lie. Here's a Hollywood Western building. 1928. So, what is this? Oh, okay. That's nuclear weapon part. Here we go. 1800s in Los Angeles. So this is what they tell us it looked like, right? Wooden things and horse buggies. There you go. There's your Old West. They're building this. There's a colorized version of it. They're not finishing the roads. And then suddenly, I mean, look at the archways on this. Like, what was the point in that? So he could sell his rugs? Look at it. It's so out of place. So they show us this as the Wild West, but they ignore this. How come we don't see these Roman and Greek buildings when they go through town in the Wild West movies? They never show you these. 1887. The Wild West supposedly went from 1860 through 1890, more or less. And this building was up in 1887. How? Well, they just got out of the Civil War, and yet they're building this. Okay. That makes no sense to me. Where's my guy? Somewhere here.
That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
Exactly. Yeah, and some of these buildings are still in existence. Isn't that interesting? They didn't even bother putting in a road, but they built this. Because that makes sense on some weird planet. So there you go. That's my Wild West in a quick little synopsis. The cowboy hat's ridiculous, flies off your head, unless you put a chin strap, then you look kind of gay. I mean, in a good way, not a mean way. I don't know what you can say anymore on YouTube. And then, and nobody's going around killing people at lunch. I'm just saying, in my mind, not when they're building these things. And they're building this stuff all over the place, all over the world, these monstrous buildings at the same time that we're fighting in little mud shacks or whatever. So sick of this. What is this? Oh, that's us. Okay. Let's see. Get rid of that. What is this? Oh, okay. That goes to the other part. We can talk about that. Where'd it go? Okay. That brings me up to my other subject of topic of subjects, which is the nuclear weapons. That they have done their best to put fear in every single generation, my generation, the generation before. I mean, let's see, my parents say they had, I guess it was Cuba and Russia. I think it's always Russia was going to like drop nuclear bombs on us. And then when we were growing up, it was Russia. And then it was North Korea. And the new generation, it's all in the Middle East. And they keep talking about how they've got this one and that one, and it can go farther and blow up more and stuff. Meanwhile, if you actually look into it, and I highly recommend, if you haven't looked into this, do some research about this, nuclear weapons. Because I think once you know, the more you know, you'll find some interesting things. Number one, they told us that the nuclear weapon, it's like, I mean, if you watch Terminator 2, it's just devastating. And when I was a kid growing up, they had a TV show on. It was a mini series, which everyone watched because there wasn't thousands of channels back then. And it was the morning after, no, the day after tomorrow, no, day after, I think it was called. And it was about a nuclear weapon and scared the crap out of everyone. In fact, it was kind of like War of the Worlds. People were freaking out when it was aired because that's how dumbed down we are. When the television tells you something, you just do it, right?
True. Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, and so they've taught us that the nuclear weapons not only are devastating, but they cause like radiation fallout for decades. That's what they used to tell us. And then you find out places like Hiroshima always had people living there, and Chernobyl, it has all kinds of regrowth in animals and plants and stuff. And so the whole lie about the radioactivity, they've now changed that. If you look it up now, it's like, oh, it dissipates them right away. And so there isn't any. So we got smarter, I guess. Even though when they had that, does anybody remember in Japan, they had that nuclear reactor that the tidal wave hit, and the molten core was supposedly just heading to the center of the earth. Nothing was stopping it. And the fish were going to come across, the tuna were coming from Japan. We were all going to get radiation poisoning. And so they had us buying, what the heck was that? Do you remember? I even bought some kind of anti-radiation thing. Iodine. They had us all buying into iodine, right? And turns out none of that's true now, of course. They say that the radiation doesn't do what they said it did before. And when you look at places like Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they say it's like carpet bombing is what it looked like. And you can go on from there and you go, oh, what about all the birth defects and stuff that happened because of the radiation poisoning? Okay. Or Did you know that it was mandatory vaccinations that they had to do right after that? Just saying. Who knows? I'm just reporting the news. Don't come after me.
No, thank you.
So you've got this fear that's been put on every generation. And so when you actually start looking into it and you look at the old, I got to do the tiger just in case Patty's here because I forgot to do it the last few weeks. He loves the tiger. It's the only show I get to see him. Okay, clickety click. Go here, here, here. Here's the very first atomic test, and they got this reporter right there in the middle of it.
There it is! There it is! A first great blinding flash of orange-colored light. Now it seems to subside, and a great streak is following along.
And there was no sound. Even it says later, there was no sound. Okay, so that explosion didn't cause any sound. That's the first one they show you. But did you know, first of all, I thought this was interesting. The first millisecond of an explosion captured during tests in 1952. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. But in any case, did you know that they did this? They would have nuclear bomb test parties. So this was, you can look this up. They actually did this. In 1955, they had a nuclear bomb go off 65 miles away from these people. They used to do that all the time. And apparently the only way you can escape it is in a mini fridge, according to Indiana Jones. But yeah, they would set these things off and you could have viewing from Las Vegas. Because what could possibly go wrong? Meanwhile, you can look at these newsreels that they show you, these bombs. These cameras that they set up, the bomb has no effect on them. They're able to record and everything comes out fine so they can show you. And let's see. And these, when you look at them, they look like miniatures. I mean, we know what the Hollywood can do now. With AI, you can do even more crazy things. This completely looks like miniatures on a little table with the smoke coming. Where's all the smoke coming from? It's like a Godzilla movie. Whoosh. So why is there smoke going this way and then it goes that way? Now, for you to see this shot, because they didn't have live remote viewing and stuff, they would film this with a camera with film in it, and then they would process it. But if this thing did this, how can we still see the film footage that comes from inside these houses? Let's see. Maybe it's on the next one. Go to the next one. Oh, someone colorized it and added sound. We'll just go this way. Yeah. There was with the people. Yeah. They have these fake people in these houses. But if that house got destroyed, how are we seeing it? What industrial grade cameras did they have and film that you can see this? It doesn't make any sense when you start looking at it. They always have these weird jump cuts. Just saying. So this one, how would we see this? This had to have been on the film that got blown up when the bomb went off. You wouldn't see it. But we never asked these questions. We expected that our government didn't lie to us. We expected that we were being told the truth. We were raised in a world that we thought people were being honest. And we laugh at countries like North Korea and say, oh, they only get fed what the government wants them to see. And yet we're the same. the way to enslave someone effectively is to do it and let them think that they're free, and they don't know it. But you can look through thousands of these things, and they all look the same. Delete group. There. Okay. Well, it's just streaming because I have really no tabs still, and I'm still lagging, but that's all right. So, yeah, the large program. Yeah, all you have to do is just start looking at these things. It's nuts. It's nuts. Oh, and black pilling people? Thank you. So, yeah, that's part of the brainwashing. All the other governments lie, but ours, of course. Which tells me again that, oh, you're right, buddy. Wait, where'd it go? Batty commander. Yeah, it's just like the moon landing, right? They got through the radiation Van Allen belts, which they don't know how they did it, but they did. And miraculously, all that film was fine too, right? But it could die if you went through TSA. Yeah, sure. Okay. And it was made out of Trump's earlobe. That's good. Where are you? There you go. So, yeah, totally. Okay. What else do we have? I think that's all the tabs there. So, yeah, so what do you all think? The world wants you to be afraid of everything. And God wants you to be afraid of nothing. Fear nothing. I mean, other than God. Why would you like a God that tells you to be afraid of him? Why would you like your parents if they yelled at you or smacked you on the butt because they're afraid you're going to run out in the street and get hit by a car? God only corrects us. He's loving and patient. That's his main things. He corrects us because he doesn't want us to die, just like any good parent. And so when you start seeing that you've been lied to your entire life, none of the stories make sense. When you start trying to put them together, they don't fit. It's like a puzzle that's missing pieces. They don't fit. What does fit is when you read the Bible, it tells you a few things. One, it tells you your history of where you came from. Two, it tells you kind of where we're heading. And then there's also things that help give you like solace in times of doubt and pain like we all experience. There's wonderful works in there that do that. But the main thing is I learned from that a lot of the stuff that made sense when I look at the world around me. When I realized that there's areas that God has said that have been destroyed, and you can see it. And when I realized that everyone has a story about a flood, and most religions all have a story about Jesus. And so it's like there's too many things that are pointing me in that direction. And of course, for me, I made my connection before I had finished reading the Bible. I asked for God to show himself because I was at a very low point. And he did. And I highly recommend you all try that on your own because that's what he says. If you ask for him, he'll come. That's all that's required of you. I mean, you have to do it from a willing place. You can't just pretend that you want to see him like a magic genie. He knows in your heart. So yeah, once you do that, it takes the fear away. Just like the fear of death. I don't look forward to it. I got a lot to do here and a lot of grandkids to kiss and a lot of people to talk to and live streams I still have to do. But I know that God's the only one that can bring me into this world and the only one that can check me out. And so when he takes me out, I'll know I've done what he asked me to do at that point. He'll say something like, that'll do, little pig, that'll do. He'll say something. And I'll know it's done. It's done. And it's finished, as he says in the Bible. Yeah. So yeah, the what is this? The alien invasion is probably the camp of this. I don't know. Who knows? I got to tell you, the only thing is, yeah, my only fear is God's judgment. Exactly. And you're right, Buckeye Jim. You're right. But yeah, so this is I guess the thing that I can leave you with tonight is don't get caught up in the fear that comes over these screens. And the world wants you to worry about, are they destroying the White House? Are they not? Are they putting, none of that matters. None of it matters. Even those files that we all know that they're all on the list. Everyone's on the list. So we're not going to see the fruition of that. Hell, they haven't even still told us exactly what happened with JFK, which they promised. So they're going to argue over JFK and what happened, and over 9/11, and over Charlie Kirk, and over. But the one thing they're not going to go over is, these lists. But we just know why is because they're all part of it in some way or another, and they all work together. The left wing and the right wing, they're both on the same bird of prey that's feasting on us. They have nothing in common with us. They see us as cattle, as slaves, whatever. And at the end of the day, they'll do what they want because they've been put in these positions of power. Can we ever get rid of them? Probably not. Because if you read the Bible, God even said to the Israelites or the Hebrews or whatever at the time, he's like, okay, I'm your God. I'll be your king. Something like that. He says it way better. And then what do they say? Well, everybody else has got a king. We want a king. So he says, fine, this is what you want. I give it to you. And so from then on, he says, till the end of time, basically, we're going to have a government system that we asked for. Now, I know we all didn't ask for it, but our ancestors did. And so here we are. Oh, that's a good one for this. Where is she? I can't find. Oh, here, this one.
And so here we are.
So we're always going to have some type of government system in place. And the interesting thing is, if you read the book of, it's in Judges, and the judges were God would send. So it got ridiculously ad nauseum. I was getting so irritated when I was reading the Bible because God says he's freed everyone and they're having a good time. And then they forget who he is and they start praying to other gods and building weird temples and whatever and lighting things like the White House did. And so he allows them to then be enslaved again. Why? Because then all of a sudden they go, oh my gosh, God, we forgot about him. Help, help, help. And so he sends them a judge. He gets them out of it. Maybe it lasts a few years. Maybe it lasts 7, 10, 30 years. And they do it again and repeat and repeat and repeat. And some of the kings and judges were good and some were bad. Some did good in the sight of the Lord and some did evil. But at the end of the day, there was always someone in charge. Why? Because we, as a populace, decided we wanted the same things as the other people around us, and we wanted to be ruled by a king. And so here we are. We ruled by a king.
And so here we are.
So what can you do about it? Absolutely nothing, in my mind. You can go protest. I personally don't feel there's any protest that's ever actually done anything other than make people feel good. It's kind of like when you're a kid and you have that little mini steering wheel and you can pretend you're driving in your car, but you're not. They're going to do whatever they want to you. But at the same time, here's what you can do. If you can't change what's going on, like, can you stop what's happening in the White House? No. Can you stop them from blowing up boats in the ocean? No. We should talk about that, but instead we're going to be upset about the White House being destroyed. Meanwhile, 45 people in 10 boats. Nobody's talking about that. What can you do? You can change yourself. You can change your heart and your lifestyle, and you can give it to God. You can then be an example for people around you, your family, your friends, your loved ones. They won't all take the information, They're not going to like it, some of them. I've lost many wonderful people that, one day I pray that they'll come around and figure this out. But you can be that shining light, as we're told to be, and you can change your immediate area. And maybe that catches on. You don't have to turn on a podcast and do this if you don't feel like doing that. There's other things you can do. But we're just supposed to be here as a witness and also to help the other ones as they slowly start realizing they're being lied to also. Because they're not our enemy. That's the wild thing about this. The powers that be want us to fight with each other. Everyone's fighting. The flat earth people are fighting. The auditors are fighting. You just name a group, everyone's fighting. The Christians are fighting. There's Christians that don't want to hear about short season. There's Christians that don't want to hear about no rapture. They want us all fighting. But what can we do about it? What does it say? You're right here. Submit to the king. And once you figure this out on your own, God will show you what you need to see. And it's a beautiful thing because it takes away that fear and it fills you up with peace. They talk about peace. There's no peace on earth, not through the people that are running it. Trump changes the Department of Defense, the Department of War, and no one seems to say, hey, I see a problem with that. And then he starts blowing up boats. But hey, we can't change that. We can't fix that. All we can do is change ourselves and a little bit around us. And from there, by God's grace, it'll get better. So I think that's really all I have. Used up my tabs. You can see me go to Australia if you want me to show you that. I don't know if anybody knew I went to Australia. So you want to see that before we close out with a prayer? Why not? He says. He's talking to himself. God bless you, Tris. It's going right to the new computer. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. This will be fun for my Australian friends. Good eye. Where is it? Oh. No. There. 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 And there.
Righty. It's news from Australia, Mike. Good eye. Here's your news. Straight from Australia.
G'day, mates. We made it. We're in Australia. See? They give us this at the airport. I was on a plane. I flew all the way to Australia. We wanted to see, how you get upside down. And this guy, he followed us all the way back from the airport. Now, if that's not proof that I'm in Australia, bro. I mean, it's right there. It's even better than putting your hand on the Bible, which, of course, you're not supposed to do. He's right there. So that proves you that I'm in Australia, that and this pin. And we went on a safari. Of course, I wore my my satchel. It's not a purse. It's a satchel. Indiana Jones had one. And this is where I keep all my stuff, that in case we saw some interesting animals, like the koala over there. And so had binoculars so we could, spot those things at a distance. If we needed water, I brought one of these life straws. So that way, I don't know, my accent's going bad there. But so that way we have something to drink. And then, of course, I brought my Men at Work CD. It's a burn copy, but, it should still work. But yeah, so that way I could converse with the natives. And of course, I brought the Rescuers Down Under. I know it's a VHS, but they said they had it down here at the hostel we're living at. And so that way I could, map out the area and see what we're going, where we're heading for these safaris. I also brought this one. It's a leather-bound copy of the Lord of the Rings. Now, I know that's New Zealand, but I figure it's probably going to look similar in the topography. So hopefully we'll have, some use out of that on this trip. Of course, in case we did come up some wild animals, which we did. We ran into some nasty crocs. Had to fight them off. But, so I brought this here knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife. No, that's a tree saw. But this is a knife. That's a knife. This is a knife. One of these is a knife. So I had that going in case we needed it. We were looking for, amongst other things, of course, the six-fingered red-headed Nephilim O-negative giant. And in case we did find him, of course, once again, we brought this so we could, stick it in the ground and let people know that he's around and, beware. And so we also were looking for a few other things. We're looking for, like, the Tasmanian devil, of course, the platypus. There's some weird stuff going on with those. The enchinita, the sugar glider, the kangaroo. Kangaroo? That sounds even weirder than kangaroo. The tree kangaroo, he lives in the trees apparently. The thorny devil lizard, the wombat, and the Yoda bat. Now that one I'd really like. So, there is no try. On our quest, we brought along the pocket atlas. Of course, I had to read it upside down. This one's printed in America. And we're here in Australia. See? Good eye. We're in Australia. First thing I did when I got off of the plane is I found a kiwi. It was at the airport, and I was eating it. But then they told me that it's not a kiwi. They're a different color. That this is just a rotten orange. I kept it anyways because I thought it was pretty cool. I did bring along my boxing gloves in case we do, get into a fight with a kangaroo. Because, I hear that they're pretty good at boxing. And what else do we have in this bag here? Well, what's that? I haven't been in this bag in a while. I don't even know how that got in there. But, yeah, we'll put that away. You know what? Just like when I went to Antarctica, we saw the dodo bird. But once again, we had an accident. One of our tree stands fell on it and killed it. So I just have, no words over that. And so I brought other gear here in case, well, if we got bitten by something, if we get bit by something venomous, I brought this here container, and it's got anti-venom. Well, it was supposed to have anti-venom in it. Well, we should be okay, I hope. Okay, and what else? We're in Australia. Everything's upside down, and they got to learn to drive on the wrong side of the road. But other than that, we decided to stick around a while. We met a man from the land down under. He was pretty cool, and he was 6'4". He was full of muscles. It was nuts. But then what happened was we heard some thunder, a little lightning, and I said to the man down under, can you hear the thunder? What should we do? And you know what he told me? He said, you better run. You better take cover. And so we decided to leave early. So we're going to leave early, but we are truly here in Australia. we're gonna post all of the data on how the sun and the stars and how they all work down here. It's pretty exciting. So stay tuned for the data or the data or both coming soon. So out of here because our plane's about to leave, and I'll try to capture the moment when it goes from upside down and flips back over for when we get to America. So just reporting from Australia. G'day, mate. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Satellite tracking continues.
All right, where are you? All right, a little trip down memory lane. That's on my YouTube channel. If you go there, it only had like 300 views. So a lot of my videos, little shorts, obviously don't get a lot of viewing. So I thought I'd throw that in there. So thank you. I see everyone's enjoying it. That's wonderful. And also, I saw more people throwing money towards my computer. Thank you very much. God bless you. Trish, I saw, and Alfredo, and another Trish, and another Alfredo. So God bless you all. Thank you. I really do. I appreciate you all. It's wonderful that that everyone decides to show up here and hear what I have to say each week. It's such a blessing that I'm able to at least give you hopefully a little levity and a little less worry, because it's really tough out there when nobody wants to talk about these things. They just go about their day and work 9 to 5 and then don't have time for anything. And so when you take the time to spend a little time and do the same thing with God, spend a little time with him. And when you see about all the things that you've done and have happened in your life, and there's so many blessings, and all you have to do is just, instead of saying good luck, good fortune, say, wow, what a blessing. Count your blessings, and you'll prove the existence of God. So I thank you. I had some troubles here visually and all that, but hey, I think it worked out well. And it's your Friday dose of sanity. Thank you, Leslie. So, okay. And yeah, so I think that's all I have for tonight. Thank you. And we'll do this again. I want to end it with a prayer. Please, Father in heaven, continue to guide us through these times. They are some crazy times, and we need you now more than ever. We repent for all the times that we've forgotten you, and we want to make our relationship with you starting right now. And we thank you so much for all the blessings that you've done, even when we didn't even realize you were there, and for the hardships and the pain that were, and the suffering that we felt. We thank you for the comfort and the joy that you brought to get us out of that. Because we're always either going into something, in the middle of something, or coming out of it. And you're with us every step of the way. And I couldn't see doing it without you anymore. And I thank you for opening my eyes and others like me to see the beautiful, the wonderful joy and how wonderful this world is that we live in. Even when they want to shoot it down and make us think that we're in a terrible place, we know that anywhere that you are is a wonderful place. And we thank you for our life itself. And we thank you for the fellowships that we get in these chats, in these rooms, and like on this Friday night show and other shows. We thank you for all of that, for allowing us to have those moments of peace and sanity that right now for me only is coming from knowing you. But we can also gather together like we're doing tonight and share that feeling with each other so we can all be stronger together and make it through these times. God, please watch over us, guide us through these times, help us and heal us, and carry us through the things that we can't do on our own as we wait for the others that are yet to find you. We thank you for this time. We thank you for opening our eyes and ears. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. That's all I got in the tank. Thank you very much for being here. We had fun, I hope. And we'll do this again, God willing, next Friday night. Hopefully I'll have a better machine to work off of, but we'll get together somehow and figure this out. Oh, it's Halloween. Ooh, got to be on All Hallows Eve that night. So, okay. Once again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for all the donations and the people that behind the scenes that help. I really appreciate that. And let's do this again. He says this with a knife in his leg.
Class is dismissed.
All right. God willing, let's do this again real soon by next Friday for sure. And we'll see you then. Thank you very much for being here, and God bless you all. Good night.
I'm the satellite.
500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat.
Satellite transfer complete.